Okay, so the story about the engagement, yes, okay. Well, Donnie was on TBN, and of course, Matt and him were just doing guy talk. And I guess they had talked about he and I dating. Well, he gets on the show, Matt gets on the show as the host, and he's like, everybody, Donnie's getting married. Well, Donnie and I had talked about marriage. We've talked about marriage for a while, because we were both very clear. We're not looking for, like Donnie was like, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. Like, I'm looking for a wife, that's what, and so we had conversations according to that. So he and Matt were talking, and Matt was like, Donnie's getting married. He kept telling the audience, Donnie's getting married, Donnie's getting married. So everybody's like, yay! So then finally he's saying, so Donnie, who is the one you're going to get married to? And so Donnie at first is like, Halle Berry, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now. And he's like, no, Nicole C. Mullen. And so, as far as like, because we've talked about, but he didn't say we were engaged. Anyway, when it comes out the next day, the Christian Post, I think, had printed that we were engaged. Not that we were getting married, but we were already engaged. So it hit the fan, and so we were like, oh, man. So we were like, well, it's going to blow over. Just give it a minute, it'll blow over. Well, it started blowing up instead of blowing over. So we had to finally address it in little ways here and there on our, social media. Just to let people know, we are headed toward that position, but there's protocol. He hadn't met my dad yet. He hadn't spoken to him at that point. Afterwards he had spoken to my dad, and he had asked my dad, and my dad laid hands and prayed on us both, or prayed over us. So so protocol had to happen and has to happen. There are other things that he and I are still working toward that we're like, we want to make sure we do due diligence on this side. Are we going toward marriage? Absolutely. Will we be married this year? Good chance, So, but will it be like a public wedding? Probably not.
Hey, listen, it's what suits you both. If it's a private thing, just family members. Hey,
yeah.
it's
So
your wedding.
we'll
Yeah.
see. So we'll see. But we're excited about what the Lord is doing in our hearts, in our lives, in our families, and we're moving forward to honor Him.
What would be your advice to couples who are on that way to getting married?
Oh, first of all, I'd say commit it to the Lord, and pray over it 1,001 times as we do. Number 2, keep it pure, to where you're being honorable with each other. You're being honorable to the gift that God has given you, and you can do it with a pure heart. You can still have fun. You can still love on each other. You can still be affectionate, but you can still keep it clean, and so that's something I think is very, very important, and that's something that he and I are, walking in, and I don't know, enjoy it, enjoy the process, get good counsel, wise counsel from every side, and that's what we're trying to glean from, so that we can build a sturdy house. We can love our children. He has 2 children, I have 3 children, and it's very important to us, that they know that they're loved, that they have their position still in the family, and that we model this thing right.
Premier Gospel.